It was supposed to be just another private dinner, just a former president, a controversial comedian, and a rock star with no filter. But when Bill Maher looked Donald Trump in the eye and asked, "Are you planning a third term?" the air changed. What Trump said next left even Kid Rock speechless. And no, this wasn't a press conference. It was a dinner. No cameras, no crowd, just raw conversation that no one expected. And we're going to walk you through everything that happened that night, minute by minute. Because once you hear what was said behind those White House walls, you'll understand why this story was never meant to get out. It started like most strange stories do, with an unknown number on Bill Maher's phone. He almost let it go to voicemail. DC area code, always risky, but something told him to answer. "Bill, it's Bob, Kid Rock." "What do you want, Bob?" "Dinner. White House. Trump wants you there." "You're joking." "No joke. Trump thinks it'll be fun. Some tension, different views. You in?" Maher laughed at first, but curiosity has always been his weakness. And what if, just what if, sitting at that table could lead to something no TV debate ever could? 3 days later, Bill landed in D.C. A black SUV took him through the iron gates. A young aide led him down a hushed corridor, straight into the Roosevelt Room. There sat Donald Trump at the head of the table. Kid Rock already halfway through a whiskey. Dana White scrolling his phone. Trump stood. "Look who finally showed up. Thought you were too scared, Bill." "Not scared of awkward dinners, just bad food," Maher shot back. They laughed, not friends, but familiar enemies. Dinner began. Scallops, filet, but nobody cared about the food. It was what was coming next that had everyone watching each other over their wine glasses. Small talk dissolved fast. Trump, as always, went direct. "You really think the country's better off without me, Bill?" "Depends on who you ask." "We can't even talk anymore," Kid Rock interrupted. "Say one wrong word, you're canceled." Dana leaned in. "People don't want peace. They bring the cage with them." Maher nodded. "We're all full of crap sometimes. The problem is, nobody wants to admit it anymore." For a moment, there was silence. Even Trump leaned back in his chair, oddly thoughtful. Then wine was poured again, and with it came the question that changed everything. Maher didn't wait for the next course. "Donald, are you planning a third term?" The table froze. Kid Rock lowered his glass. Dana sat back. "Trump?" He didn't flinch. "I'm thinking a lot of things," he said slowly. "Let's see how strong this country still is when we get there." No denial, no confirmation. Just a seed of uncertainty dropped in a room that suddenly felt too quiet. Trump led them down a hallway. No aides, no photographers. They stopped at a locked door. He opened it himself. "Lincoln bedroom," he said. "People think it's just a photo op. I come here to remind myself. Even the great ones were hated while they lived." Bill stared at the handwritten Gettysburg Address behind glass. "So you're comparing yourself to Lincoln?" "No," Trump said. "I'm saying history only looks clean in hindsight." That's when Bill said the one thing no one had ever dared say to Donald Trump. "Lincoln tried to save the country. You just want to win it." Trump didn't respond, because he didn't have to. Back at the table, nobody raised their voice. No viral zingers, just raw reflection. "Maybe we've been playing fair too long," Trump said, "and losing because of it. Or maybe," Maher answered, "we've just forgotten how to listen without trying to win." Kid Rock lifted his glass. "To conversations we're told not to have." They toasted. No applause, no social media posts, just four men, thinking out loud in a world that doesn't allow that anymore. Bill didn't post about it. He didn't even tell his writing staff the full story. But back in his hotel room, he opened his notes app and wrote, "The loudest truth is the one spoken when nobody's trying to win." The next morning, he sat with a half-drunk coffee and a full legal pad. Because something about that dinner had shifted something deeper than politics, something human. This wasn't a campaign stop, not a roast, not even an apology tour. It was a dinner, 4 chairs, 1 question, and a truth nobody expected. That sometimes, even in the darkest rooms, the hardest conversations can still shine a little light.